Hello, I'm Brendan Riley, an assistant professor of English at Columbia College Chicago, and today I'll be talking about discussing copyright with your students, how to help your students understand copyright, make ethical and responsible art, and grapple with the nature of creativity. Introduction. To most students, copyright seems inconvenient and archaic. Administrators at orientations caution them against downloading music, and celebrities on television do the same. These curmudgeonly warnings patronize students and encourage them to disconnect completely. In this presentation, we'll discuss ways to introduce your students to the complex ideas of intellectual property and its history. As students learn about where copyright comes from, they develop a more sophisticated sense of how it works and how it should work. Part 1. Why discuss copyright with students? Copyright plays a central role in shaping how artists use the tools of the present to create their art. Before you can discuss how copyright works and why it's important, you must help students understand the relationship between creativity and the past. Intertextuality. Students grasp the idea of intertextuality very quickly. You can develop this theme in class by following a trope as it develops through several works. From there, it's not difficult to lead into a discussion of creativity. Where do ideas come from? How do they evolve? How do we come up with new ideas? Intertextuality teaches us to disbelieve the myth of the lone genius. The artist doesn't sit in his garret penning great novels through divine inspiration. Art reflects culture, and culture digests art. A community of ideas. The other crucial question we should ask is, why do we share our ideas? Sure, there's money, but most ideas, even excellent ones like the video you're watching now, don't rake in the green. In discourse communities, we're paid for the contributions we offer, by credit for having offered them. Anthropologists, and hacker Eric Raymond, refer to these exchange systems as gift economies. But gift economies only work when the people giving things, in this case writers and artists, get credit for what they're giving. Most copyright infringement doesn't erase the name of the author, but plagiarism does. That's why academics, who get very little recompense for the ideas they give, rage in their tweed blazers against idea theft. Students need to understand that copyright law shapes the environment in which they can make their art. The changing technological landscape gives this law new heft and makes it more important every day. Part 2. Student attitudes about copyright. To help students understand about copyright, you need to take a little time to understand what they know and what they don't. An unscientific study. Each semester in my class, I ask my students a number of questions in an informal survey. Their responses used to surprise me, but now they merely confirm what I've learned over years, that students have developed a surprising, and to me appalling, cognitive dissonance about copyright. Is copyright law okay in its current form? If not, should it be more strict or less strict? Most students respond that the law is good the way it is now, or that it needs to be more strict. The relatively small number of students who disagree already know a bit about copyright or the copy fight. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being as often as possible and 1 being never, how often do you violate copyright law? By downloading songs illegally, for instance. Most students put themselves at 5 or higher. A few will fall below 5, but most land at 6, 7, or 8. I've encountered several 10s, but it's rare to find a student who goes as low as 2. How does copyright work? Most students know as much about copyright as 4th graders do about sex. They've heard some rumors, they've got a bit of information, but much of it is wrong, disturbing, and sometimes dangerous. It's always fascinating to talk with students about how copyright law works and how it differs from trademarks and patents. For my students who are budding artists, I think it's a crucial conversation to have. The ethics of copyright. Guiding students through this exercise usually leads to a conundrum. They believe in intellectual property as a concept. They believe that as artists they should get to control the work that they've produced and receive profits from it. But they also download music, films, and software. I encourage them to wash away the excuses and consider the moral and ethical problem that comes from violating your own beliefs on a regular basis. I think it's really important that students understand that they hold contradictory views here and consider what it is that they truly believe. Having led them through the history of creativity and discourse communities, and gotten them to think about their own beliefs about copyright, I usually take a break at this point and have them watch Larry Lessig's TED video. That's what I'm going to have you do. Go ahead and watch it, and then come on back for Chapter 2.